What's going on, everyone? Derek Spallone here, and we're checking in from Peppo's here in Hickory Hills, Illinois for this episode of Table for Two. And today, we're joined alongside NBA swingman Max Strus. So let's head on inside and try Max's go-to dish and sit down for a conversation. Max, what's going on, man?
My brother, how we doing?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Welcome to Peppo.
Hey, man. Glad to be here, man. Thank you for hanging out with us today, man.
Yes, sir.
So what do we got here, man? I know Robert was giving us a little rundown, but I know we got your signature here. What's the word on that?
It's the best place in town
Okay.
and in the world, so can't go wrong with anything, but I have to recommend the Max. Handcrafted myself, put everything on it, kind of all the meat they have here, kind of loaded it up to the maximum. So that was kind of the idea behind it, and I'd love for you to try it.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Yeah.
Two Maxes?
Two Maxes.
Two Maxes, please.
You got
Yeah.
both of them?
Oh,
You gotta have the guts. More guts, more glory.
Okay.
That's right.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it with it. Yeah. Two Maxes.
And this is just
Oh,
a
man.
small Max.
Ooh.
So enjoy. Everything's on. You got your Green Rivers. Looks like you're all set.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Let me know if you need anything else.
Thank you, brother.
Cool, thank you. All right, Max. So what do we got here, man? We got the whole nine on here, man. Said
Yeah.
it was a cut down version, so is it typically just
It's usually a bigger sandwich,
Okay.
yeah, but I think you're gonna cut this in half
Okay.
for us, which is great because
Yeah.
it's a lot.
It's
so,
a hefty one? All
there's a way to eat Peppo sandwiches.
Okay.
It gets a little messy, so obviously the guts are all over it.
Yeah.
So your first bite you got to take, and there's going to be some guts that are going to spill out of it. I think that's the whole idea behind it.
Okay.
But they give you a fork for a reason.
Okay.
So,
Kind of pick at it after.
pick at it. You can pick at it. There's several ways you can go about it. You
All
could pick at it, eat it like a salad, and then take it down. You could take a bite, let the guts spill. That's my kind of motto. Is like, kind of take a bite, get everything, get all the juices, and then at the end I kind of go back and scoop up the
Scoop it
guts.
up.
So,
Okay. That sounds like a good game plan, man.
There you go.
Wore a tough day to wear. Pick
Yeah,
a tough day to
whites.
wear white, but hey.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh man, that's good.
Definitely need napkins.
Oh,
That's for sure.
Oh. Oh man, that's good. That's a good one, man.
Like it?
Yeah, good first. Yeah,
All
good
right.
first bite right there, man. Hey, I'm gonna have to break it down a little bit, man, between chopping it up. But no, this is the real deal, man. So thanks for putting us on, and thanks for hanging out with us, man. So yeah, man, Max, first and foremost, after the grind of a season and just being on the road, what's that feeling like for you when you just have that chance to return home, be surrounded by friends and family?
There's nothing like it. Hickory Hills has always been home for me.
Yeah.
My family's still here. Brother, sister, mom, and dad all live near the area, so it's important for me to be close to them and be around them. They're my support system through everything and kind of rely on them for everything. So getting back home is always a great thing for me. I don't look forward to it, I should say, because I want to play as long as possible into the playoffs and hopefully win a championship one day. But it's always bittersweet when the season's over and the emotions of the season ending kind of end, and then you're like, all right, I get to go see my family and spend time with them and be around them for the summer. So it's always great being home, and I'm excited to be here.
For sure, and I mean, man, just a big year 5 coming up for the foundation. How special is it for you to just be in that position, through the Max Strus Family Foundation, to see the impact that you've continued to have on the lives of the youth and inspiring the next generation?
Yeah, the foundation has been growing. What we've been able to do in 2 short years of growing the foundation has been nothing short of sensational. But this is our 5 years of Max Strus basketball camps, and we are ecstatic. Just to go back 5 years from now and to see what we started with to where it's become now is insane. Everything that we have been able to accomplish, all the support that we've had pour in from the community. Everybody wants to get involved now and put their mark on it and help us build our community. And it's been amazing. Just the people that have came out of the woodworks, a guy like, restaurant like Peppo's, all they do for us, everything that we've been able to collab together to help build a better place and, do more good. And it's people like that make everything. So everybody from the community steps up, everybody wants to be a part of it. And it's truly been great. And we're celebrating this year 5 with a parking lot party over at Moraine Valley. So couldn't be more excited about that, to bring the community together for a free event. Just to have fun together. So we're really looking forward to that night.
And you even alluded to it, Peppo's with being a part of it, and a spot that you've dined at, throughout your journey. What kind of nostalgia does it bring to you knowing that you really have dined here throughout the various chapters of your life? Yeah.
It's insane. Seeing this building, seeing this restaurant, seeing this dining area that they have now. I've been to Peppo's since I was born. I mean,
Sure.
they were up the street a little bit when they first opened, and it was like a little hallway, hole in the wall, just like sandwich shop. And you just like walked in, it was just like a bar. Walked in, order your sandwich.
Yeah.
There was maybe like 2 chairs in there to sit down, but it was so cool. I can remember it vividly that there was, pictures on the wall of all the famous people that have came in and had Peppo's and the Bears players and everybody like that they, love to do. And for me to be able to be a part of that now and to have my picture and my jerseys on the wall is crazy.
Yeah.
And just to see that, the way that Peppo's has blown up, and they have multiple locations now, and the way that they've kind of rose in their restaurant career has kind of been similar to mine throughout my NBA timeline. Like we've kind of like all made it together, and now we're tying it in with camp too. Like you said, like the 5-year anniversary, and this is their 50th anniversary. So kind of everything together has ran smoothly, and couldn't be a better partnership with Peppo's.
Even what you alluded to, man, like this is the max. This is your sandwich, man.
Right.
So you were in the lab, like did you come in, you guys kind of cook up this game plan, or like do you remember that type of that moment?
Well, he came to me, Rob came to me, and he was
Yeah.
like, hey, I want to do a sandwich for you. And I was like, honestly, it was like the coolest thing ever. I was like, I've never, I don't have my jersey retired anywhere. I'm not in the Hall of Fame or anything yet. So like, to me, this was everything. I was like, in my hometown, the place that I grew up going to, the place that my family loves, the place that everybody in town loves to go to. My name's going to be on the board. My sandwich is going to be on the menu, and people are going to be able to order that. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So we came in here. It was actually me and my dad.
Okay.
We sat back in Rob's office and just like went out like over the sandwiches on the menu, and I was like, this is kind of where I was thinking, and he like loved it. So kind of just loaded it up and took it to the max. That was like the idea behind it. So it's been really fun. He said everybody orders it, so I'm excited it's had some success.
Yeah, man. No, hey, it's the real deal for sure, man. And I think what you alluded to, man, is it encouraging for you and even just more motivation, knowing like, man, you got your hometown really that is all right behind you, right?
Yeah.
They really have your back, through foundation work, even when you're back on the community, when on and off the court.
Absolutely.
How much more motivating is that for you?
Yeah, it means the world. I mean, there's not many people from our area, our hometown, that have become professional athletes or been able to play a sport at the highest level. So I think it's always been important to me to give back to my community, and I do that just by being here, being around, spending time, showing my face, being accessible to the kids at my camp. And I don't just run a camp to put my name on it. Like, there's meaning behind it. I want to be back in the community. I want the kids that are at my camp to be able to see me as a role model, to kind of aspire to be or dream to be in a position that I'm in. Because when I was a kid, there was nothing really like that around town, where you could go and meet an NBA player and get to know him, or really spend time with him and see, and envision that is a possibility from where you come from Hickory Hills, to be able to be an NBA basketball player. So it's always been important to me to give back, and I'm able to do that through my foundation, but I'm able to do that just by being in Hickory Hills, being at Stag, and just being accessible.
And ultimately paving the way, right, for the next generation coming up, where they can look and say, hey, Max, set the blueprint, and now that's something that I can aspire to follow, right?
Yeah,
So
that's the goal behind it all. Kind of just for them to know who I am, to get to know me, to see what it takes, and know that it's possible. There's no reason to set your goals short or not have big dreams. So that's kind of what helped me get there. And like I said, just aspiring and paving the way and showing the way, and trying to lead and build a community for all.
For sure. And when you just have that chance to reflect back on your basketball journey, from being under the radar in high school to playing Division II and Division I college basketball, to going undrafted but putting in the work and staying the course as you ultimately turned your NBA dreams into reality, what would you say was the biggest life lesson you learned through those experiences?
Too many. But consistency, I'd say, is the number one thing of. And you could take that so many different ways, right? It's consistency and hard work. It's consistency and constantly doing the right thing. Consistency and the mundane process of getting better, whether it's having good days or bad days. It's just remaining consistent through it all to be the best person that you could possibly be, day in and day out. To know that the end goal you're going to accomplish when you just keep being consistent. So that's what's worked for me, just kind of setting goals along the way and working hard and keeping my mindset the same way the whole time. And whether that was, didn't get a Division I offer and went to Division II, or didn't get drafted, or, got hurt my rookie year, it was kind of just like stay consistent, stay level-headed, stay on path to reaching your ultimate goals. And I've been able to do that, and not by myself. I think that's the biggest thing is I've had a community behind me, whether that's in Hickory Hills, whether that's in Palos Hills, whether that's Stagg, whether that's Conrad Junior High. It's most importantly, it's been my family, and that's been the whole idea of the foundation. Is like through all the consistency I've had to be, that the main consistent thing has been my family and the people behind me that have supported me through the whole way. And that's why I wanted to give back, and that's why I continue to give back.
It's awesome what you mentioned too, man, just having that root and that foundation of family and that support, right, and that belief of knowing like, hey, like somebody, you have that belief, and you believed in yourself ultimately. And that all culminated into you making your on-court NBA debut in November of 2022 with your hometown Chicago Bulls. So what was that moment like, man, when you heard your name called to check into the game, you stepped onto the court wearing that uniform, and ultimately scored your first career NBA points?
I mean, that was kind of like my welcome to the NBA, like you're home, everybody's there. I got cut from the Celtics and then kind of got placed on the Bulls. It was kind of like a whirlwind of emotions of like, oh, this is a business. Like I just got cut 2 days ago and now I'm already on a different team. And, that was kind of like a crazy aspect of things. But the, light at the end of the tunnel was like, I get to go back home. And, I was able to suit up for the Bulls, like you said. And, that night scoring my first points was, I'll never forget that feeling. I mean, in my head, I felt like everybody in the gym was yelling Strus. Like in college, like when I would make a three, it'd be like a Strus. Here I am thinking in my head, I'm in the United Center, and I don't even know how many people are in that building, but packed out game, and I made a layup, and I think everybody's yelling my name. So, but I honestly think it was just my family cheering for me, and I just heard it. So. I could still picture it. I could still feel that moment that I had. And again, that's something you're never going to forget. Just your first NBA points, and couldn't be better to do it at home in a Bulls jersey.
And was it kind of surreal too? Like you said, when you just step on, you look up and you see these banners, right? Like these championship banners, the Jordan retirement, banner jersey, right? And you're just like, man, and it was
just like the fact of like, these are the games I grew up going to.
For sure.
This is the stadium that I'm familiar with. This is the games that I always wanted to go to was a Bulls game, and now here I am on the court. And the pregame hype video for the Bulls has always been a thing for me. Just like
that music too, right?
Exactly. It's just like when that play, still to this day, like when we play an away game there, like when I'm there and the music plays, I'm like, this is so cool. Like I can't believe I'm here. And it's every time I get goosebumps just being in the United Center. And it's been good that I've been able to beat them, Subtle jab, but no, it's been great. I mean, that night was special, and again, the consistency was my family was there. They got to witness it, they got to see it, and being able to embrace with them after the game was everything. I mean, it was kind of just like you made it moment, just so special.
No, and do you remember, I know, of course, you had the family there and everything too, but I can imagine there was a lot of text as well when you got back in the locker room. You remember how many you think were there?
I don't even know.
Good
honestly, everybody that knew me, was close to me, was at the game. So I think that's also why I felt I heard the chants, because I probably had like 20 to 30 people there. But yeah, I mean, my phone blew up. I mean, I wasn't supposed to be in that place. You think all the way along the line that the NBA is never going to be attainable, right? And then you get there, and to have that moment in your hometown, you can't write a better script.
Now, was there ever like a mantra or a quote that you had that you kind of would like tell yourself, or kind of like that you really were, or like helped you kind of stay the course too, and kind of stay?
I think my parents just like instilled good values and like mindsets on life, and battling through things and not giving up ever. As kids, me and my brother and my sister were never allowed to quit anything. Whatever we chose to do, whatever we wanted our time to be spent on, it wasn't like we're going to give up and quit because we don't like doing that. It was, even if we weren't having fun or we didn't want to do it anymore, our parents were like, you signed up for it, this is what you chose, you gotta see it through. And I think just having that parent household that just like pushed you through adversity and didn't let you have the easy way out has kind of helped me have all the success and battle through tough times and remain consistent.
Yeah.
And I think the one quote I guess I would say is, like, good things happen to good people who work hard. I've kind of always lived by that, and working hard has never been an issue for me. That's always been easy. Just putting in the time, putting in the effort has always been my main thing, and so is being a good person. And I think doing that through the foundation, showing up every day, treating people with respect. I think how you treat one person and how you treat everybody it should all be the same thing. Treat others how you want to be treated, and consistently doing the right thing, consistently doing the good thing. And I think anything's attainable.
For sure, and I think those are, life lessons, right? Life rules.
It's simple. It's super simple and
sure.
sounds cliche, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And I've lived by it, and I've had success with it, so I have no reason not to believe in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I'm sure it's a bit surreal to think how quick time flies, already heading into your 8th year in the league. Yeah, but when you just have that, now even that chance to just reflect back, what do you believe the number one piece of advice 8-year NBA pro Max Strus would give to his rookie self?
Honestly, it's super simple.
No,
it's like,
sure.
continue to do the right thing. The process behind being great at something. I'm one of the only 5,000 people in the world that's ever been able to play in the NBA. I mean, when you look at like the statistics and the numbers behind people that are able to play in the NBA, it's truly insane. And kind of having that mindset to be grateful for it all, to understand where you are, to understand how far you've come. I've remained, humble through it all, to have the mindset of, I am grateful to be here. Never taking that for granted. And I've been able to keep that for 8 years, and I don't think that's ever going to leave.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps me, getting back to hard work, getting back to remaining consistent with everything that I do. Is just the fact that I am grateful to be here. I am grateful for the opportunities. I'm grateful what I'm able to do for my family, what I'm able to do for this game, what I'm able to do for my community, and all of that has been attainable because of the consistency and the hard work. So I have the recipe, so don't lose it.
Yeah.
Keep doing it, and hopefully you can get, 5 to 10 more years out of this.
It's a beautiful thing to think, right? Because it's even what you alluded to, it's like, it's one thing to reach the mountaintop, right? But it's another thing and a lot of work to stay there. And that's what you've shown, right? Through your journey. It's like, I think the consistency, staying the course, putting in the work, truly having that mindset of like each year, right? Each day I'm trying to get better, and that ultimately keeps you driven, right? And keeps you hungry and motivated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you're not a star player, you kind of get the short end of the stick a lot of the times, but you can't take that to heart. It's a business at the end of the day. You got to understand that, but that's in life in general. You're going to get beat down. You're going to get pushed down. There's going to be dark days. There's going to be good days. Keeping who you are through it all is the important piece, and I've been able to do that and find success in it. So I'm just going to continue to do that with my family behind me, remain consistent to who I am, and remind myself that every day is a gift. Every day I'm here is a gift, and continue to push forward. So it's been a great 8 years so far, and I'm looking to plenty more.
As important as the physical component is in the game of basketball, the mental component is just as important, if not more. So what are some mental health tips that you've picked up and have implemented over the years that have helped you with finding that balance and remaining even keel both on and off the court?
Absolutely. Mental health is also a big part of my foundation. So I used to be like everybody else, where it was like, you don't talk to anybody, don't do this, it's not cool to talk about it, and kind of hide yourself and be the tougher man in the building. But that doesn't help anybody, and you're never going to get anywhere by keeping things to yourself and trying to get through things alone. And I think I've kind of figured that out the hard way. I was kind of always hard-headed growing up, that I was just going to put my head down and run through a brick wall myself. But the minute I opened up and talked to somebody, whether that's either your friend, a professional, a teammate, a parent, just opening yourself up to talk about life, to talk about things you're going through, you kind of realize that everybody in the world has similar problems or similar things in their mindset, that you can like bounce ideas off of, like what helps you get through this. And the minute I was able to kind of take a deep breath and talk to somebody is the minute I think my mental health game took another step. Trying not to do everything by myself, and I think that's the biggest piece of advice I can give for mental health performance is don't be afraid to speak up. Talk about your emotions, talk about your feelings, and it can be with anybody. And that's why my friends and my family are so important to me, because they're my support system through it all, and they've been there every step of the way. So I know that they have my best interests at heart, and they're constantly going to have my back, but they're not afraid to tell me how it is also. So it's good to have that support system.
Good to have that, right? Good, like you said, that balance, and the more you talk about it, right, it removes that stigma around it, right?
Exactly.
And ultimately, I think kind of what you alluded to, it's even when you're thinking back on your journey, mental health journey, kind of that weight comes off your shoulder, right? And now that weight allows you to, take your game to the next level, for the most part, be your best self, right?
So get out of your own way.
For sure.
Kind of take the stress off of yourself, and also the thing that's helped me is like helping others. Like when I'm somebody's advice giver, or when somebody comes to me with their problems, it's like I can talk to you and help you through it, and that kind of gives me, a breath of fresh air that like I help somebody, and I think that's important. There's some kindness in the world that kind of needs to come back, and people need to realize that they can help each other and not just always combat or go against each other. And that's what we're trying to do through the foundation, is just be a support system, help anybody and everybody that we can, to spread more kindness, to spread more awareness to everything, to be a light in the community, to somebody that they can go to somebody that we can offer support, we can offer help, we can offer friendship, and we've been able to do that so far in the 2 short years of the foundation, and it just makes my eyes light up of what the future can be.
For that young person out there who's watching this segment, who has dreams and aspirations of their own, who might just need a little push, what is your message to them?
Continue to do the right things. I mean, I know I'm going to sound repetitive, but it's just being a good person.
For sure.
Good things happen to good people who work hard. The recipe's easy. If you put in the work, you put in the time, you're going to get better at the game. If it's basketball is your future, if it's baseball is your future, if it's working a 9-to-5 jobs in your future, you consistently show up, put in the effort, put in the time, and continue to treat people with respect and do the right thing day in and day out, you're going to have a good life, and good things are going to happen to you. And if they don't, keep being consistent and show up every day and continue to put your best foot forward. And more times than not, you're going to end up in a good place.
For sure. No, I love it, man. That's and no repetitiveness, man. That's the formula, right? We each have our own formula and our, what works for us, right? And how we get to, where we're at ultimately.
Absolutely.
And my last one for you, man. I know we touched on it a little bit. Welcome to League moment. We talked about, scoring, but was there another moment that really just stands out to you throughout your career, man? Whether it was a game moment, I know you hit the big shot, the big was it half court or was it before that?
Like three-quarter score.
Three-quarter score shot. But is there a moment that really stands out, man? Whether it was like taking the court against somebody you grew up watching, or teaming up with somebody like just that.
Yeah, there's been so many, honestly. I could truly write a book on just like moments where I've been like, holy crap, I'm here. Like, what am I doing here? I mean, my first game in the United Center, my first time putting an NBA jersey, my first time, signed with the Cavs, playing in Miami. But I'd say the biggest thing I think doing was game 1 of NBA Finals. I think just playing in the NBA Finals, I was just so amazed at just like, wow, I'm here. This is the pinnacle of sports. This is everything that you dream of, everything that you work for is to win a championship. And to be that close was awesome. I was in awe to be there. Unfortunately, we didn't win. But just to reach the finals, to reach the epitome of success was remarkable. And, losing that has kind of, I've been scratching at the itch to get back there. I mean, that's just been the feeling of being in the NBA Finals, the feeling of getting to that point, to being one of the last teams standing. You can't explain that in words, what that feels like to be there every night. You know that everybody in the world's watching that game, everybody's watching that series. I can't wait to get back to that moment and hopefully win an NBA Finals one day.
And it continues to fuel your motivation,
Absolutely.
right? Fuels your hunger.
There's a goal.
You've had the taste of it.
The next goal, right? It's just like throughout my career, throughout my life, like I've consistently set goals, whether they were small, whether they were large, whether they seemed unattainable. I've kind of, you got to be a little bit unrealistic with your goals and aspirations to be able to make them realistic. So
Sure.
you got to be wired differently in your head to understand that, you know, hey, I want to win an NBA championship one day. Sounds crazy, right? But I was that close to doing it. So I know it's attainable. I know it's there. So continue to put in the work consistently, continue to do the right things, and you're going to be there one day and hopefully win it all.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know, that's the formula, like you alluded to, man. You know, keep your faith strong, put the work in, treat others well, stay the course, and you know, good things happen, man.
Yes,
so,
sir.
And that's it's been awesome to see, man, your journey, and we're excited for you and everything that's ahead. So thanks for hanging out with us today, man. I know we got the rest of the sandwich to finish up too,
sir.
man. But we'll keep chipping away, man. But
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you, man, and all the
Finish
best
those
with everything.
guts.
Yeah, let's
I
do
appreciate it.